Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and these are all the upcoming crowdfunding campaigns for the month of May. Every single month I do a video series on this channel where I talk about all the crowdfunding campaigns, and I talk about every single last crowdfunding campaign that will be launching in May, except not actually every single. As many as I possibly can fit into a reasonable length video, which is a good time to tangent into the usual reminder to go ahead and subscribe to Shelf Clutter. Adam covers these videos every single week on his channel. Every single week he puts up a video, and he talks about all the upcoming crowdfunding campaigns for that week, and that means two things. I go ahead and try to pick the campaigns that I think are the most interesting that I can reasonably fit into a 20-30 minute long video so as not to take up too much of your time, but that means I do cut out a variety of projects that I think are of low interest. If you watch Adam's videos, you'll see a bunch of those projects and all those hidden gems that you might have otherwise missed. You'll be able to catch them by watching Adam's videos over on the Shelf Clutter channel, link down below if you want to subscribe. Additionally, Adam has the most up-to-date news. Crowdfunding campaigns frequently push off, change, adjust, campaigns get added, and so things are changing on a regular basis down to the wire, which means if you are looking for the entire May, the most updated information on a regular basis throughout the month, Adam is your source to go ahead and check out. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into the campaigns, although starting off as usual. With our disclaimer, please take into account that I am CMO of GameFound and any potential bias that might have throughout this video. And let's go ahead and start off, and I said that this is for May, but let's go ahead and start with a bunch of April 30th campaigns. A bunch of campaigns launched yesterday, and so let's go ahead and just tell you about those very briefly. I will not be going into detail on these because I'll be covering these in my to-back or not-to-back, but just loose information about a bunch of campaigns that just launched in case you want to check them out. We have Kinfire Council from Incredible Dream Studios. We have over here, we have the Canvas Big Box from Road to Infamy. We have Fracture's Guide from Ivy Games. We have Epochs Course of Culture from Ice Makes. We have Pericles Labyrinth from Long Dog Games. We have the Adventures of Conan from Gale Force 9. We have the Keystone North America 2nd Edition from Rose Gauntlet Entertainment. We have Formosa Tea coming to you from TBD Games LLC. These are a bunch of April 30th campaigns. These are not May campaigns. We'll not be going into more detail, but just in case you want to go ahead and catch a bunch of things that you may have otherwise missed, well, here's like 8 campaigns from yesterday. And with that, let's go ahead and launch into May, and I will say May is a packed month. I really was selective of what I covered because this video I don't want to be too long, but even so, it's already a fairly long video. We'll go ahead and start off with the One Card Maze Season 2. The One Card Maze was already on crowdfunding previously. It's a small little, as it sounds, a one-card maze. You have a single card, you have to go ahead and rotate and flip and use all these mechanics on a single card. One Card Maze is launching with a Season 2, a boss mazes for more of a challenge. So same general concept, but now there's a boss to go through. We have the boss set, eclectic set, fledging set, promos and exclusive, launching May 1st for $10. We have Ragnarok is Coming, Micro Midgard, coming to you from Prometheus Game Labs, who do a bunch of these small box experience. This looks like a worker placement. I can't tell if it's a fully rondel, like it looks like a rondel, but I don't know if there's any rondel mechanics, but it's a small box worker placement experience for 1 to 2 players from Prometheus Game Labs, who've done a bunch of these micro game series. Another May 1st maybe campaign. These are all in the May 1st to May 7th so far. But we have House of Fado coming to you from Eagle Griffin Games. House of Fado is going to be coming to you from Vital Lacerda. It is one of the Lacerda small box designs, similar to, oh my gosh, what was the other one that was a small box game design that was based on Lisboa? There was not Lisboa, but there was the other one, the Mercado de Lisboa. The Mercado de Lisboa was a smaller box design from Lacerda, but taking an element of Lisboa and putting it into a full game. House of Fado is doing a similar thing, except this one's taking an element from the Gallerist. It's taking the push mechanic from the Gallerist and it's putting it into a smaller, more accessible, medium weight worker placement game, coming to you from Vital Lacerda and Eagle Griffin Games. We have Euthia, Cruel Frost. This is coming to you from Steamforged. This might have been May 2nd. This is a May 2nd campaign over here. May 2nd campaign coming to you from Steamforged Games, competing the trilogy of Euthia, being in the final expansion, Cruel Frost. Euthia being a big solo and competitive game in which you're going to be wandering around a map, trying to level up your characters, taking on various things, going on quests, trying to get more items, gear, and all these upgrades. That's going to be Euthia, Torment of Resurrection, Cruel Frost from Steamforged Games. We have Stupor Mundi from Conan Games. It's going to be launching on GameFound over here. We have a 1 to 4 player game. I think it was 1 to 4 player. Let me see again. I think it was a 1 to 4 player experience. I don't know the mechanics in this one. I do know it's from Nestor Mangoni, who's done Darwin's Journey, Newton, and Audubon. This is going to be launching shortly. Looks very cool. It's available on Board Game Arena if you want to take a look at it. I'm intrigued, but I have not played this one yet. We have Ice Unlimited from This Way Games. Another one launching on GameFound in 8 days. This is going to be a May 7th campaign. I know you're watching this May 1st, but I filmed it already. This is Ice Unlimited from This Way Games. This is a 2nd edition and expansion to Ice Unlimited. So whether you're new to Ice or whether you're, already have Ice, there's content here for you, including, I believe, an upgrade kit to make it 2nd edition compatible. 2nd edition has a few quality of life changes. You can check out coverage on my channel for a breakdown and review of the new edition and expansions. But basically, it's a game where you're digging through the ice. You are slowly going to be using various architects and explorers to dig slowly deeper and deeper into the ice in order to gather artifacts, to fulfill contracts and requests, and to use their abilities more efficiently across across 4 rounds of play. And if you played the first game, yes, that's a change. The 4 rounds of play is one of the changes in the second edition. We have over here, we have Scrapbots, a bot battling deck builder. Fast-paced 1v1 card duel. We're going to be building bots and upgrading your bots in this game, coming to you from David Torres. We additionally have Lightspeed Arena, another May 7th campaign over here. This is taking the game that was originally Lightspeed. It then became, oh my gosh, what did it become? It went from being Lightspeed to being a different name that I'm forgetting. Stellar Conflict, and now they're coming back with Lightspeed Arena, but this time it has a digitally assisted at the same time. The game's going to have you playing these little cards rapid fire down to the table with all these lasers and shields, and then you'll scan that with your phone, and this phone will resolve all the battles, lining everything up and showing you how everything played out in the game. We have Children of Morta, the board game, another May 7th campaign over here, cooperative, family-friendly, shared bag building experience. The art looks good in this one. The art looks great, I should say. There's a shared element of bag building here, where you're building a bag and it's used together as the players. Characters look great, game looks good. I don't have a ton of information past the game, past what we're looking at over here, but I am intrigued based on what I'm seeing. This is going to be House of Morta, or Children of Morta, House of Fado, Children of Morta, launching May 7th. We also have Orange Shell Overcome. This is a reprint and expansion to Orange Shell Overcome, a highly rated scenario game for 1 to 5 players about resistance during the Second World War. This one launched this one was on Kickstarter maybe a year and a half ago. It's already landed. It has very good ratings so far in BGG. You should take a look, see if it's a game for you. Again, highly rated scenario-based game of pick up and deliver for 1 to 5 players about the Dutch resistance during World War II in the Netherlands. We have Eye of Zamrock Invasion, another May 7th campaign over here from Infinite Galaxy. Eye of Zamrock Invasion looks like a very ambitious game of, well, everything. Competitive, epic fantasy board game, elements of strategy, adventure, city building, resource management, variable markets. It looks like a little bit of everything in this game. There's a lot of stuff to go through on this page, a lot of stuff to be interested in or possibly not interested in, depending on what your tastes are like. That's going to be Eye of Zamrock over here. And before we continue with the second week of May, we do have a partner for today's video. We have Mint Mobile, who I've partnered with in the past. They have a very affordable phone plan that I personally have been using for, I want to say, over a year now. I've been using Mint Mobile for over a year, paying an incredibly reasonable amount. I pay $15 a month. I'm on the cheapest plan, but the most important thing for you is that right now they have all their plans are the cheapest plan. They currently have $15 a month for all their plans. You can try out the unlimited, see if it works for you, see if you're getting the data you need, the unlimited talk and text you need, all those various things. It's incredibly easy to switch to Mint Mobile. Again, I started using them before they ever partnered with me. I am a fan of their service. I recommend their service. If you're looking for a way to get unlimited talk and text, nationwide coverage, high-speed data, all at an affordable plan, you can check out Mint Mobile's plan. Again, currently everything is at the $15 a month, so you can go ahead and sign up for a 3-month plan, getting at the lowest price ever. But that's not all. But wait, there's more. Right now, they have an offer for Paramount Plus. You can get a Paramount Plus Essentials plan for 6 months. That's going to be a $36 value over here. So $6 a month, $36 value. You can go ahead and get that if you sign up, which means, again, just do the math on that one. That's $45 to sign up for a 3-month plan, and you're already getting a $36 value straight back, all while having a chance to try this out and save money. Again, this is a service, I want to say this again many times, this is a service I have been using for a year and a half, and I've used them since before they ever reached out to partner with me. I genuinely believe this is a great way to save money while getting the service you need on your plan. And make sure to use my link in the comments down below so that they know I sent you and all of that. And with that, let's go ahead and dive on to the next week of May. We have Guns of the Old West from Wolfstorm Entertainment. This is a 2 to 8 player skirmish game with over 100 campaign paths. Each playthrough is going to be vastly different. Supposedly, I'm just reading from the page. I haven't actually played this game yet, although I think I am getting a copy, but we'll talk about that some other time. But a 2 to 8 player skirmish game is set in the Old West with lots of characters, cards, abilities, all those fun things. We also have Rove over here. Rove from Addicts Games going to be launching. Rove is from the creator, same person who designed Rove is the same person who did Gloomhaven Crimson Scales. So if you're interested in that kind of experience, that kind of background, that kind of pedigree or whatnot, this is going to be a cooperative campaign experience for 1 to 4 adventurers where you have these characters, they're going to grow and develop and branch out into different, sub-arcs or whatnot as they go through the game in a world consumed with nature and consumed a fantasy world on the brink of being consumed by nature. That's going to be Rove, a giant dungeon crawler, campaign-based game. We have over here, additionally, Master Universe Battleground from Arkan Studios, again launching in the second week of May over here on GameFound. We have this is Master Universe Battleground that's already been out. They've already had a ton of content for this game. You can check this out. This is going to be a skirmish game, a dungeon, build your own miniatures, build your own terrain, all that, or I think the terrain comes mostly pre-assembled and whatnot, cut the sprues and all that stuff, but it's going to be coming to you from Arkan Studios, bringing you their production value to the table, as well as the Master Universe IP in a different skirmish game, head-to-head. I think it's 2 players specifically. It might be more than that, but I think it's 2 players, 2 to 4 player game, a skirmish game with, again, tons of content. They have waves full of content, they have, you know, stretch pay and all those things, but lots and lots. I want to scroll down to the boxes, because they have boxes full of content, different ways to get these various, you know, promo models, accessories, waves of content. I just keep saying content. The word content's been said like 17 times. We're going to move on over here. Additionally, we have Dark Omen. Dark Omen coming to you from Dark Omen Games. This is a very different experience. You're going through a bit of a puzzly adventure over here, 2 to 4 players, as you try to go on through a puzzle, deal with various enemies along the way. You're going to have this fascinating board that has an undercurrent that rotates. You're going to be trying to accomplish your goals, navigate through the map, all those things. Looks very cool. Art looks very cool. Production looks very cool. Again, I think I will be covering this at some point, but I don't yet have it on my table, have not yet played it. You know, beat enemies, solve puzzles, work together, die together, have fun. Dying together is not my idea of having fun, but other than that, the rest of those things sounded good. We have Backpack Panda. Backpack Panda is going to be a social deduction game for panda lovers. That's a very specific Venn diagram overlap over there. Do you love pandas? Yes. Do you love backpacks? Do you love social deduction games? That's what it was. Do you like social deduction games? Do you like pandas? If you like both of those things, you have Backpack Panda over here. Strategic social deduction game for 4-player players where deception is key in the battle between the Light Panda and the Dark Panda factions. I have always wondered what happened between the Light and the Dark Pandas. That thing has been resting heavy on my heart for the past 2 decades. Anyways, we have Hannibal and Hamilcar plus metal miniatures from Phalanx. This is going to be Hannibal and Hamilcar. It's been around for like, what, 25 years? I think it's 25 years it's been around. The original Hannibal was reprinted, was it Avalon Hill? It's gone through a few publishers, and now we currently have Phalanx having access to the game. They put out Hannibal and Hamilcar a while ago. I think, was it 2018? Was that what it was? Anniversary? I don't know. It's been a while. They put out the original Hannibal and Hamilcar, which basically gave you like 2 maps or 2 games in one box. They're actually splitting that back up on this campaign, so we now have Hannibal and Hamilcar as separate games again. Although you still can use content for both of them or overlapping content. This is going to be a card-driven area control game. You can check this out from Phalanx. We have over here, we have Feudum from Oddbird. Another one launching in the 2nd week of May. Feudum has gone through a variety. 7th Anniversary Collection Edition. It's been highly rated, although it is a heavy, heavy game. You can check this out on BGG. It's already been around, so you can, you know, get a sense of this is a game for you. It is a long game. It is a heavy game. It is a rules-heavy game, but supposedly, if you get through all of those things, supposedly it's also a very good game. Again, I haven't played this one. I don't imagine I will. These kinds of games, I'm always interested in them, but I find I could cover a game like this, or I could play like 8 other games on my shelf, and usually I pick the 8 other games. But it does look interesting, and there is a metal replica of the Clockwork Behemoth created by Lord Arthur himself. So if you're a fan of Feudum, that probably looks compelling. Moving on over here, we have the Pirate Republic, Africa Gambit. This is going to be an expansion. It looks like probably a reprint and expansion, or maybe standalone, not entirely sure. But the Pirate Republic is a game that's been compared to Mage Knight. It's been a game that's been compared to Merchants and Marauders. Has elements of both in this kind of adventuring game with elements of, you know, sandboxy elements to a degree. Swashbuckling board game adventure for 1 to 5 peeps, eager for pirates, pillage, plunder on the high seas of the Spanish Main and Africa. And this is going to be the Africa Gambit, which again, don't know if it's a standalone or an expansion, but something new for the world of the Pirate Republic. We have Rebirth from Reina Knizia and Mighty Boards. The art looks great in this one. It's going to be a tile-laying game for Reina Knizia. That is not a new concept for him, but I'm very intrigued by this one. Again, I think this is one that I am covering. It's going to be in the, I want to say the 3rd week of May already. We're starting to drift towards the end of May at this point. But Rebirth from Mighty Boards looks beautiful. Very interested to see the actual game, because a cover does not a game make, but a cover does my interest arouse. So we do have good things and also uncertainty around Rebirth from Reina Knizia and Mighty Birds. We have How to Save a World. This one I've actually played. This is coming to you from Burnt Island Games. Really enjoyed this one. It's a fascinating kind of it's a stock taking? I don't know if it's a stock taking, but a certain element of it. How to Save a World is basically about how to save a world. You're going through a bit of a worker placement puzzle. Very well done overall. Really enjoyed this one, but it's interesting in the sense that you're also investing into how to save a world. So do you use a laser to blow things up? Do you have a shield, or do you just evacuate everyone off the planet? And depending on how the game actually ends, you're going to get variable points depending on which areas you invested in and how well those things paid off for you. So interesting blend of mechanics in a game. Overall, had a lot of fun with this one. Lots of ways to build up your tableau. I need to play it more. I have 2 plays under my belt so far, and both those plays enjoyed. Well, although I should give a disclaimer, Board Game Co. is doing paid content around this game. Please take that into account. Moving on, we have over here, we have Mind Clash Games, Ironwood from Mind Clash Games. This over here, we're going to talk about Ironwood. Ironwood is going to be an asymmetric card-driven tactical game for 1 to 2 players from Mind Clash Games. I've only played, from Mind Clash, I've played Septima way back when. Septima didn't wow me, unfortunately, which was my first experience with Mind Clash, and Mind Clash is a publisher that has a very large fan base, a lot of people. This is, by the way, more of a pre-order than a campaign, but still here. But, Septima did not wow me, unfortunately. I thought it was a good game, not a great game. That was my first Mind Clash experience. Then I finally played Ironwood. It was my second experience, and Ironwood, I only have one game under my belt. I do need more, but Ironwood so far, oh my gosh, I was very impressed by my one play of this one. I will be diving into it more. I will be covering it, not paid content, not sponsored content. There's going to be 1 to 2 players. I don't actually know the solo mode. I think there's a solo mode for each faction. So there's a solo, oh, I should play the solo mode. I should do that today. Oh, that would be fun. Anyways, there's a solo mode for each faction, so you can play different rules as far as how the solo mode operates. But you're basically trying to play through an asymmetric, card-driven tactical duel, where each player has different goals, and I had a lot of fun playing this in my one play, although I will be diving in solo, possibly today. We'll see how that one goes. But ultimately, this is going to be Mind Clash, Ironwood. Very intrigued by this one. Oh, and then I also played Tricarian after. I really enjoyed Tricarian too, but I have only one play, and we have to play that more before I do an official review. Moving on, we have over here, we have Degenesis, Clan Wars from Simon, launching May 22nd over here. Degenesis Clan Wars takes place in the world of Degenesis, already a previously built world. What is Degenesis Clan Wars? A board game set in the apocalyptic vision of Europe in the year 2598, depicting the desperate conflict between two diametrically opposed factions. This is going to be an asymmetric, semi-cooperative, tactical scale skirmish war game. It's a lot of words together. I don't know fully what this game is like. I actually have access to the rulebook. I believe I'll be covering this one, but and it will be sponsored content, I believe. But this one is going to, I don't have a full idea of how it plays. It looks like it's a campaign where you kind of go through a story element as you go through it, which changes things to a degree. A little bit similar to Cyberpunk from Simon Games as well. That's the vibe I got initially, but I'm only briefly started the rulebook, so I'll let you know more about this game as we get closer. But miniatures look great, the world is intriguing, and I'll let you know more about the gameplay as I actually have a chance to dive into it. Then we have over here, we have Tales of Realms and Runes, again launching towards the end of May from Phantasm Games. This one has me a little bit intrigued. Someone compared this to Inish, which I see that similarity. There's going to be elements of area control. You're a competitive mid-weight board game for 2 to 4 players. They'll be fighting for the throne on a small fantasy planet. Going to be elements of area control, elements, I think there's drafting as well. Utilize a variety of game mechanics, win-loss mechanics such as area control, deck building. The main way to perform actions by playing cards. Okay, that's going to be very Inish adjacent over here. Build a strong following. I'm intrigued by this game. I will be covering this one. I think it will, Board Game Co. will be covering this one. It is sponsored content, but I will, we'll see. I'm intrigued by the game. Moving on over here, we have a Kickstarter, we have a Aperian Games launching, what is this, where is this, what's the name of the game? Pillars of Heracles. Pillars of Heracles is going to be launching towards the end of May from Aperian Games. This is going to be a whole experience, lots of things, Master Art of Ancient Strategy, you're going to be Forge Your Legacy, there's lots of keyboards, buzzwords. You can play this in a very friendly, non-combat version where you're just about growing your own things, but there also is a combat module if you want to play that way, and I like the fact that they kind of broke that up, so you can kind of experience the game both ways. I don't know a ton about the game, I did see that to me, that point stuck out, the idea of the separation of you can just try to build your empire, or you can also fight, depending on whether you want to play with that. This is going to be launching on Kickstarter towards the end of May. And then lastly, we have Cysmic. From Seismic, maybe Seismic, I don't think I've ever pronounced that correctly. From Star Reach Games, this was previously on Kickstarter, it's doing a relaunch right now. This is an intense game in so many different ways. This game is very ambitious in the size, the scope, the scale, the cost. But basically you have this planet that's self-destructing all around you, you have tons of asymmetric factions. This game experience was one of the more interesting experiences I've played. It was incredibly ambitious in the feeling, I had a lot of fun playing through it. My biggest concern was that it was expensive. I don't know if they've made changes to the price point or what it was, but also the table space was pretty intense. This was a game that demanded table presence in a way that was not the easiest to actually sit down and play. But that said, if you can table this one, I had a lot of fun playing through this one. I thought it was a very satisfying, very unique experience. I shouldn't say very unique, that's too overused. I don't know if there are that many things about the game that were unique. The way it combined very well in a very intense, over-the-top, cinematic almost experience that I'd say that had elements of luck and chaos that if you want a bit more control, this might not be for you. But I had a lot of fun playing through this, and I don't think it's heavily luck. I just think that there's a lot of strategy, and then sometimes the ground collapses underneath your feet, or you draw a card that's better than the other card or whatnot. So definitely elements of luck, but in a very cinematic, over-the-top experience. And that's basically what we have launching the month of May. As far as my picks of the month, these are going to be the games that I am most interested in. There's no value picks of the month, just the 3 games I'm going to pick that I am most personally interested in. We have, I'm going to have to find these titles over here. We have to find where is it? We have How to Save a World is going to be from Burnt Island Games. I've played this one, enjoyed it, very excited about this one. We have Seismic is going to be another pick of the month for me. Again, I think this is a very different experience. This is like, it was a lot of fun. I have, you should watch my full review on it. I already reviewed it when it was on Kickstarter. You should check it out. I think there are elements that might make this a game that's not for you, but if it was very good. It was very good, very different. I really enjoyed this one. But then easily, my easy pick of the month is going to be Ironwood over here. Again, I've only played this once, so take it with a grain of salt. But I really enjoyed Ironwood. I will be covering this game on the channel. You can check that out. And hopefully, if my plans for today go well, I'll also be playing it solo today or tomorrow. Or sometime soon. But I'll be covering this one soon enough, and we got time. We got time before the coverage has to go up. That's going to be Ironwood. In any case, and until next time, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, I hope you have a good one.